stitcher behind Crafty Stitches. Welcome to my first Flosstube. I'm so excited to be here to share my love of cross stitch. Today's episode will be a WIP parade of all my projects. I am a very eclectic stitcher and love basically all sorts of things, from full coverage to minis and different counts of fabric and different fancy flosses and so on. So I just can't wait to share this with you. I've been stitching since I was 8 years old. My sister taught me, and since then I did mostly dimensions kits up through college. Then I met a mom friend through a local group, and she introduced me to fancy flosses and hand-dyed cloth and like a whole new world. So it's been amazing, and I feel like every year I find something new or different to try, and it just an ever-evolving hobby. So I live outside Columbus, Ohio. I have 3 kids, 3, 7, and 9. So they grow so fast I can't always remember exactly their ages, but so there's lots of fun. I have to film at night because that is the only time that it's quiet, except for my dogs walking around on our laminate floors. So apologize if you hear some toe tapping, but yeah, so everyone's quiet, everyone's asleep. I've got my jacket on because my husband likes to keep it really cold at night in our house, and I'm just ready to get started. So I'm gonna go through my projects from the oldest WIP to the newest, which actually was today. So we'll just go ahead and jump in. My first one is a dimensions kit from probably started around 2013. Its name is Achu, it's just like so cute. It's got this cute little Dalmatian that sneezed and all its dots kind of fell off. So I've always loved this one, and so this is how far I'm on it. I've got some of the dots outlined, lots of shades of kind of like a white and cream colored. So it was kind of slow starting, but I'm starting to get to the puppy's face and everything, so that should be exciting. This is on 14 count Aida, and it was kitted completely. So, and can I not just say what a perfect needle minder this is? Not only, I also love coffee. Let me just go ahead and say I love coffee, but couldn't help but put the Dalmatian cup. And that is from my stitchy friend that I met in the mom group. So thank you, Emily. All right. So my next one is called Be Yourself. It's by Emma Congdon. I'll put a picture here. So it's from the book it's Cross Stitch for the Soul, and it's really nice. Now, this was one of my first on 36 count, and also my first tried to figure out exactly where my margin should be. So I'm really close on this side, but it'll be fine. So this is 36 count linen, Winter Moon. It looks like it's this white guard. So, and it's all called for DMC. And I believe that. Always be yourself. That's the way it should be. So, all right. And then, okay, so then I was like, okay, it's time. If I can do 36 count, then I can do full coverage. So I jumped into the deep end on this one. So this one is the super-sized treasure hunt bookshelf, max color. Make sure you get that part. I'll put it here. It's Heaven and Earth's Designs. The artwork is by Amy Stewart. And I decided to do it on 25 count even weave potato by Zweigart with all the called for flosses, which is like, I think it's like 220 flosses or something crazy. And so this is where I am. I have passed the midpoint on the top. You can kind of see the shooting star. That's pretty awesome. I can't see much else, but it's mostly clouds. So yeah, so this one is, I am doing full cross. It's 1/1. The coverage is actually pretty good. I was a little concerned, but I think it just went fine. I started doing the typewriter method across the top, so I'd pick like one color in the straight line and then just stitch everything around it. I got that from Stitchin' Mommy. And so, so I did that, and then that got me fairly far, but I think that when I go back to work on it again, I'm gonna do full blocks of 10 because I'm gonna get to see more get done. Although it is neat that I got that far across, so. So yeah, so that was my first full coverage. So then I was like, okay, I can do that. It's time to do a stitch along. So this is the Harry Potter stitch along. It's a choose your own adventure type, and it's by Cunning Cross Stitch. So here's, I'll put a picture of what I can find, but it's hard because it's choose your own adventure. So none of them look the same. So I will say that. But I decided to do it on 36 count even weave. And this is Charcoal by Dove Stitch. And I did it's all thread, the threads are all DMC threads. That was my dog knocking the camera. And again, perfect needle minder, a little bit Harry Potter. Unfortunately, I have not gotten to any of the choose your own adventure part. The castle was really hard to get through, like the Hogwarts, the school, I guess. And so I just, that's what really slowed me down. So I finally finished that, but I just haven't really been back to get to the next part. But the next part is a wand, and it sits right below Hogwarts, and you get to like roll a dice and it will tell you which wand is your wand. And I think you also, I can't remember, you answer a question and it picks your house, whether you're, you know, Ravenclaw or Hufflepuff or Gryffindor, whatever it is. So, so it's lots of potential, but lots to work on. So then I decided after I did that it was time to go back to something more classic. And so this is the 2020 Santa from Prairie Schooler. The fabric is on 32 count linen, natural. And this one's so cute with the little rabbits hanging on to him because of the wind. Oh my gosh. So you can see I like outlined his coat to help make that easier to fill in. And this is all the DMC that it calls for. So I'm so close on that one. I really need to finish that. That is another nice stitch. All right, and so from there, decided it was time for another stitch along. And this was this is 2021. This one started January 1st. This is the Magic Kingdom stitch along, also by Cunning Cross Stitch. I'll put a picture of the final product here. So I decided to stitch, you know, of course you don't know it's gonna be a castle when you first start. I mean, I guess it makes sense because it's the Magic Kingdom, but it was, the fact that it's a castle is even more exciting. I can't wait. But so I picked 32 count. Picture this plus linen, colorways petals. And I kept up until maybe April. So it was neat. We started off with the mermaid and then to Alice in Wonderland and Snow White. And then you can see the Lion King. At the very bottom, I've started Beauty and the Beast. So called for DMC, and the needle minder is actually a button that my mom gave me from one of my old outfits from the 80s. So I thought that was pretty cool. Can't wait to start to see that castle come to life. Okay, so then this time, oops, so this was, you know, of course during the pandemic, and so my daughter was picking up on my new interest, or like my new obsession with just like trying all the things cross stitch. And so she was like, I want something. So I asked her what she wanted. She wanted princesses. At the time she was 4. So she picked the Chibi Princesses, and it's by Antique Stitch, which is on Etsy. And so I'll put a picture here of the product, and then here I am. So there's 3 rows of princesses though. So I've got, let's see how many, 7 left. which isn't too bad. She is 9, so I hope I don't lose my window of princesses with her. This is on 28 count Lugana Delphinium by Fabric Flare, and all the called for DMC. I did do 3 strands over 2 because I wanted that really thick coverage in the princess's hair, especially like, for instance, Snow White and Mulan, Tiana, because I did want that the purple to show through. But so yeah, so she's gonna get that one day. All right, next this was a freebie released by Leela's Studio called For Thee, and I'll put the picture here. And I did change the colors because it was all kind of dark red, so I went with a lighter kind of palette and I wanted to pull that navy blue in with the pink. I thought that was really neat. So I hope to put my husband and I's initials on this when I get there. But yeah, so this is on 36 count linen. I think it's Tico or Taicho, I don't know, but it's by Pictures Plus. And the threads, like I said, they're all DMC, but I did change those up. And she has a really cool finish for that, which you saw in the picture, but I was just like, oh, it's so neat. She put tassels on it and everything. All right. So then I decided to start another stitch along. This one time it was the Modern Folk Embroideries, the Fruit of Plenty, and this was 2021 when it started. I chose a 40 count linen in flax, and I'll put the full picture here. But here's where I'm. And so it's 40 count linen flax by Zygarde. It is, so what's cool is this one is actually done with sulky 30 weight thread. And I found they have like variegated threads at 30 weight. So it's really neat. It's like such a cool pink to mix with the teal. And so I thought that was pretty neat. So yeah, I like that one a lot. Then the next one was is Halloween Quaker by Leela's Studio. Another picture. I do a lot of digital stitching. I do buy some paper charts, but I have so much trouble with I don't like to really necessarily keep up marking on the charts. So often I lose my pencil or it gets taken by a child and or highlighter or whatever. So anyway, so I stick with digital, and I also have it always on my phone, which is nice. So I can pretty much take a project anywhere. And I use the Markup XP app, but sometimes I also still just use iBooks and just highlight, which is also really easy and nice. So plus you can take a picture of a paper pattern that way too. But anyway, so this is Halloween Quaker by Leela's Studio. Time out. I'm about to show my project turned to the side. So I just wanted to let you know, as I was watching it back, I'm like, that witch hat looks wrong. So if you catch that, just let you know, I'm sorry. And also, I'm also sorry about the fly that decided to join us this evening. My daughter was trying to catch it earlier with the fly swatter, and I guess she was unsuccessful. So anyway, just want to apologize for that too. All right, back to the show. It's 20 count Ada. So that was my new one. I was like, ooh, I want to try Ada, a 20 count. I've never done that before. So I love it. I love how it comes up, such cute little stitches. And this was also, I believe, my first time using true fancy floss as well, because it calls for, I think it calls for Classic Colorworks and Wheats, I think, as well. So anyway, so yeah, so that was my new, and then I got this cool glow in the dark needle minder from, I think her name is Elfly on Etsy, but it's so cool because it glows in the dark. So the fabric is 20 count Ada, but it's Witch's Brew by XJU Design. And everything else is called for as well, as including the threads. So the next one is, this was a cool one because it was a a freebie on the Artisty website. It's called Mini Pop Tiger. So I decided to start this. You can see the picture. 32 count even weave, Monet by Pictures Plus. Oh, so this fabric is so fun. So fun. Oh my gosh, look at that. It's gonna be splash of cover. So I just, and it's already so cool with this ear coming in, you can see. So it's all called for DMC. I think there's like 80 colors. Also in wonderful needle minder. This is fine. Everything is fine, especially when you have 3 kids. So yeah, so this one is kind of like one I started for fun. I really like the pop art, you know, pretty much you can see them all over the place now, but I thought that was pretty cool. All right, so another fun one is, this one's called Mickey's Coffee by Xana Cross Stitch on Etsy. And so I'm gonna show you a picture, but I started this is actually a restart. So here's where I am, and you can start to see the Mickey. But I originally, and this is, I'm sorry, I didn't say it, but it's 2/1 half stitch. Okay, so it's like I guess a 10 stitch. Now originally I went full on, I think it's 2, did I do 2? Yeah, 2/2. But it was so big and there's so much confetti. It just wasn't fun. And also it looks like too speckly. So I felt like when I was doing the smaller stitches, it really kind of tones, it blends better. So I am happier that I started it. So this is 32 count Jobelin on lamb's wool, and it's all the DMC, which it's like basically just a ton of brown. Oh my gosh, I should just show you, because it's like, it's brown for days. Brown, so much brown. So this is one of those ones, like, I love the final picture. I'm not sure I'm enjoying the process as much in this one, just because it's so much brown, but I do really love Mickey and I love coffee. So let's hope I finish it then. All right, so the next one was a birthday start. I saw this one on X Stitch MD. She was stitching it, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's lovely. And I haven't really done like a sampler of any sort yet, so I was like, okay, time to do a sampler. So here, I get to show you the picture. Oh, so pretty. So this is Holland Smirklap. Hopefully I said that pretty close. It's by Jeanette Douglas. And I did mine on all the called for, like the fabric it's Zweigart Belfast linen 32 count and light mocha. And I also bought the silk thread pack. So first time using silk, first time doing a sampler, at least of this type. Oh, and first time doing specialty stitches. So you can kind of see, they're so cool. That's just like a satin stitch type heart. And I think that's, so far, that's all I've done, but there are more coming. So yeah, it's definitely a fun stitch. And it's supposed to be, it's like I believe it's like a Dutch. It's supposed to be like a Dutch sampler, I believe. Yeah, it's from like a Dutch sampler. So really pretty, just beautiful. And silks are amazing, by the way. All right, so then it was Valentine's Day. So my birthday's in January. So I was like, oh, I should start like a mini for Valentine's Day. So this one's called My Valentine by Susan Akey. And this is a freebie on the Sulky website, I believe. So I did convert the colors though to DMC just because that's what I had. And let me turn it the right direction. All right, I am so close to done. Literally, that's it. Can you believe it? That's all I have left. I'm thinking about though putting a few of these little tiny hearts across the bottom just because I have a frame that I want it to fit in, and it's just a little, like, I feel like that might fill it better, but this is all I have left. I don't know why I haven't finished it. What is funny is I have spelled the word love wrong twice, and I had to pull it all out. Like, I spelled it, I think, like, oh gosh, I think I did LV first time, and then I did LOVV. I mean, I don't even know. I'm like, where am I? This is but anyway, this time I got it right. It looks awesome, and it's super tiny. This is 46 count linen in the color oat, and I did get this from Hobby Lobby. So so it's my first time doing 46 count. That was the special part about this. I am definitely looking forward to having this one done for Valentine's Day, especially since I only have, like, I don't know, 35 stitches left. So definitely a fun one though. I think it'll be a nice, like, well, I think I'm gonna put it in a frame, but it would also make a really good little pillow finish too. So, all right. So this is one I found on Etsy. It's called This Home, and it's, I'll show you a picture here, but it's by Love for Cross Stitch. And so I thought it's coming out really nice, really nice. Okay, so this is 28 count Lugana, Whisper by Zweigart, and it is 1/1, so it makes it a little more tedious to stitch, but I do love the thickness of the stitches, like coming out with the black. I think that looks really cool. I also plan on making the different words like cuddles. I'm gonna make it like this. I'm gonna use, let me show you. I'm gonna use Etoile. Oh, fun pink color with a sparkle. I think it's gonna be so pretty. And then I've also got a variegated thread, the Gentle Arts Brown Bear. Yeah, oh yeah, that's awesome. I'm gonna do that for the coffee part, which, by the way, I'm a huge coffee fan. So this is, I was like, I saw that and I was like, it's true. I pretty much run this house on cuddles and caffeine and just try to, like, keep my calm. So look forward to that one being done. All right, so then I thought it was time to go for like a challenge. And I don't even know if I knew that this was gonna be quite the challenge that it was, but this is called Heroine Collection. It's sponsored by Zana Cross Stitch, and I'll put a picture, and it's magnificent. Like, it's a stained glass picture of all the heroines of Disney, and so that's amazing, right? Well, it's also Confetti City. So I decided to do it on 32 count Lugana white by Zweigart, and it is 10 stitch, okay? Because I was like, there's no way I could get through. I think it's, I want to say it's like 900 by 600 or something crazy. So, so I decided to do the 10 stitch, and it actually, since this is 32 count, it's like amazing coverage. And I am doing 2/1, so I'm definitely going for the thicker. But because there's so much confetti, as you can see, like, it's just, it's tricky. It's definitely tricky. The cool part is, now that I'm mostly done with these roses, you can start to see the fairy godmother coming to life here. And by life, I mean, like, maybe, do you see that blue? Like, right, oh yeah, maybe that's her arm. So anyway, this is gonna be just pretty much when I need a meditative stitch, you know, something, and it'll be really fun, especially when you can start to see the characters. But I do love the effect, and I like the black outlining on all the different characters and such. So definitely cool. It's gonna take me probably another 40 years, but that doesn't matter. All right, so then, since I do love coffee, this is about the same time that Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery came out with their Cozy Cafe Sal. And I think I was late for this Sal, but I did buy the pattern afterwards. And I decided to stitch it on 32 count linen, Black Swan by Fox and Rabbit Designs. And I do love this. So I was going for it looking like a chalkboard. Thought that was so cool. And this one also has beads in it. I don't know if you can just sort of see them there in the apple and then the cider. I did change some colors, like in the chai tea, because I just preferred the, it was more orangey colors, I think, and I just really like pink, so I did that. And I also have adjusted some of the colors just so that it shows up on the black. But really happy with this one. It's a fun one to stitch. It is on like kind of a black fabric, so it makes it a little trickier. First time on black, that was my kind of neat thing with this one. And but once you get going, you kind of get the flow of it, and it's not a problem. So, all right, and then I started Let It Snow by Iris Naps, and I'll put a picture here. I stitched this one on 18 count Aida. It's Centric Sky by Fortnite Fabrics, and it's a freebie on Iris Nap's website. And so I will say that I wanted the snowflakes to show up a little more than they do. And this is actually, I think, B5200 with, I can't remember what it's called, but it's like this really opalescent thread that DMC has. And it almost feels kind of plasticky a little bit. So I tried that, and I mean, I don't know if you can see glittery. It shines a little bit, but it's still kind of hard to see. So I think that's probably why I haven't come back to finish this one. I'm pretty close. But maybe this year I'll finish it and make it a pillow to do. The fabric is really pretty though. I think it just kind of was too close to the white to show up. But okay, and then Disney Fab 50 came out by Abby Sue Designs, and I'll show you a picture of the final. I did not keep up. I'm not even sure I started it with the actual Sal, but I did choose to go on 40 count linen mallow for this one. It's 1/1, and the called for DMC, although I did add in the gold instead of doing like I don't know which DMC gold it was, but I chose to go with the metallic, so it shines up a little bit. So then I quickly worked my way down, and I did BB-8, love him. And then I came a little lower and got Timon and Pumbaa, and then started Gus Gus. So this one it's super fun to stitch. It's actually, the colors, there's not like a whole lot of color changes, so it makes it a little easier to move through. And I love the way the back stitch really shows up, like makes the characters pop too. It's like, it looks so good. So it's got a lot of border. So I'm trying to slowly kind of work through that and do a character and kind of just do it that way. So then I have Camping Out by Mill Hill. Oh, you don't want to see that. You want to see this picture I have. So I got this when we went to the mountains in Tennessee, Gatlinburg specifically, and we did see black bears. So I saw this one and was like, oh, that one's perfect. We didn't camp out, but we did do an Airbnb and had a lot of fun. And so yeah, so this one is barely started. I need to add it to my traveling stitching, because I feel like that's the best time to do paper. That's just, I mean, otherwise, like, I don't know, that's when I want to do it. So this one's neat because this one was picked out by my 9-year-old daughter for Christmas. This was her gift to me, and I thought it was so cool that she actually went and looked with my husband to pick out a pattern on Etsy for me. And she knows me well because it's called Coffee. And I don't know the designer's name. because it's not on the pattern, and they didn't give me, like, they just gave me this. So I don't know who the person is, but it's really cool. And it's on 32 count Exotic Orchid by Witchilt, which this was my first Witchilt fabric. And you know, honestly, I like it. I love this color. It's so pretty. The one thing I did change for colors, it is DMC, but I changed the yellows in the pattern to pink. I thought it looked really good on the fabric, and oh, this one looks so good. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to finishing that, and this is super special. So I started it the day she got it for me, of course, because I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe she helped pick out the pattern for me. All right, so then my birthday start 2023. Hadn't done a Mirabilia yet, so I figured it was about time. I had been looking at this one for a while, so I picked out Mirabilia's Lady of the Mist. Oh, so pretty. Love this one. Okay, so I stitched it on 32 count linen Whimsy by Pictures Plus, and it's all the called for threads, and I have all the called for beads as well. I haven't gotten down to the lady, but I knew that I should start with the flowers, because if I just did the lady, I would never want to get to the flowers. So yeah, so it's beautiful. So just so neat. It's like so different stitching like a Mirabilia, you know, it's just so elegant, you know, like the pattern itself. So anyway, loving that. Can't wait to get further in it. All right. So this next one is also special because this is actually the third one of these I've done. When I first got back into cross stitching, when my friend told me about the fancy flosses and the fabric, I decided to stitch my kids' stockings. Which is what you do, right? When you cross stitch, you're like, oh, stockings. So I picked the it's the heirloom Christmas stockings, and that they were originally in the Better Homes and Gardens. They had like a book, and they may have been in one of the magazines too, I don't know, but now you can find them on the Cooler Design website. So I did the, I think it's called Sugar and Spice for my 9-year-old daughter. Then for my son, who's in the middle, I did I think it's called Toys and Games, something. I'll get these out. You will see these because I am very proud of them, but they are currently packed with our Christmas stuff. But yeah, so I did that, and then along came the third. So she's gonna get the Northwoods Heirloom Christmas Stocking by Cooler Design Studio. Each one is stitched on a slightly different color of fabric, but they're all like, you know, cream, you know, something like that. Some of them I actually coffee dyed, but this one I just went with the regular, the way it came. So this is 25 count Lugana Potato by Zweigart. And it's all for the called for DMC. It is three threads over 2. It looks really good though so far. And so I started this one this last Christmas, and I finished my son's this last Christmas, like I think 3 days before Christmas. But it was super exciting, and so then I like hopped right on this one. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get the third one done. And of course, you know, my dream is to have my husband and I also have stockings, but you know, we'll see. Okay, so then I fell in love with this, where did I first find this pattern? I'm sure I saw it on someone's Flosstube. I don't remember who, but it's called Magic Study, and it's a heaven and earth design with the art by Rose Kahn, and I'll put it here. And I don't think they sell it anymore, but I love it. Like, I love that she's reading a book with these dragons and the colors. I love colors. So I decided so after my experiences with my other 2 full coverages, I decided, okay, I'm gonna do 10 stitch. I still like the max color and super size. I'm okay with it being big because honestly, it's for me, it's fun. I'm not planning on, like, if I get these finished, I will be so happy. Like, I'll be shocked, but you know, for me, it's the process. So, but I did decide to go with the grid fabric this time. So this is 32 count, even weave, easy count, I think it just makes the tent stitch a little easier to see. And I got a cute little dragon book. Oh, so cute. 240 colors. So to be honest with this one, I didn't even like kit up all the colors. I'm just kind of slowly pulling them from my stash, and like I said, it's for fun. So I'm hoping to start getting some of the colors in it. Right now we're just doing the ceiling, but after actually before I think I got this, I did the puzzle, and then I was like, I need to stitch this. It's just gotta happen. So that's that one. And then after doing the Frosted Pumpkin Stitcheries Cozy Cafe, and I also did one called Happily Ever After too. I love their stitches. I love their colors, so bright, so happy. Oh, it just makes me happy. So, I didn't do the Sal because I'm not very punctual with Sals, but I did buy it around the same time. I think I actually did do this, like they've sent it to me monthly. But this is Castle Homecoming by Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. And I just started this back in April. And I think it finished in like, I wanna say like March or something. But this is 32 count linen, Jack Frost by Seraphim Fabrics. So first time using Seraphim Fabrics. Oh, it's so pretty. Just love the colors, all the called for. I even got the fancy floss for it. So just a fun stitch. Love things like that. And then I decided, well, I might as well do the current stitch along, right? I mean, so Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery just started a new stitch along called Arctic Animals. And I just love animals as well as colors. So they were sold. This time I bought their kit though. So I got their, they sent me this 28 count, and I'm sure I'll be putting the pictures up for you guys. I'm sorry I'm not saying it, but this is Nocturne by Picture This Plus. And so I'm in the middle of the second part, which is here. This is the walrus, or at least you can start to see his fins there. Or flippers, they're flippers, definitely flippers. So they sent me all the threads, or no, I had the DMC, but they sent me the Petite Treasure braid. So this will be my first time using Petite Treasure braid, so that's kind of exciting. So yeah, so loving it, love animals, love Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. So, all right. This one is called Modern Art Racing Car. This one was actually started by my husband during the pandemic, probably, I would say sometime in the summertime in 2020. He was willing to sit down with me and learn to cross stitch, which is pretty awesome. However, after things started to pick up again, and you know, then here we are. It's not finished. So I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna finish this one for him. So I have started working on it. He had done about a third of it, but I am picking up. And so I'll put a picture up here, of course, of what it's gonna look like, but it's really not that far because it's like a watercolor version. So, and it'll be neat to have it framed. He's a race car engineer, so this is like, it'll be right up his alley. So, all right. Then, oh, this is another restart. I started this one probably a couple years ago. So this is Pandemic by Long Dark Sampler. And I started this one, I missed the free window when she had the pattern up for free, but I loved it, so I bought it. And I had originally started it on kind of like a pink, it's kind of like a pinkish brown color. And I had this, I decided I wanted to do it silk. So I bought this like really pretty silk. But it just did not look good on the fabric I bought. And so I decided to restart it. But so what's neat is I actually took it to StitchCon and one of my table mates, thank you Robin, actually helped me pick out the perfect fabric for it. So I ended up doing, let's see, this is 36 count Atomic Ranch on Serenity. and it's perfect. It's cooler. I think that's what it needed. It needed a cooler color. And so, and it's smaller. It was on 32 count originally, and it was kind of big. So this is nice. It gives, I don't know, it lends itself to the pattern and the floss together, rather than it seeming before like it was mostly like just the variegation that really showed. So, and how perfect that I found a 310 kitty cat needle minder at Keepsakes at StitchCon, which kind of has similar colors. So pretty neat. And I'm excited now. I'm like ready to keep working on that one because it feels good now. Whereas before I was just like, I don't know if I want to do this whole long pattern and then I'm not gonna like it at the end. So this is actually what I hope I do finish. All right, so at StitchCon, it's very easy to, well, you walk around, of course, and see what people are stitching, and then you're like, oh, I really like that. So that kind of happened with this one. So I saw someone stitching Dreamer, but I decided to go with Gorgeous. But this is by the Artsy Housewife. Oh my goodness, I just love it. Her patterns are beautiful, they really are. And so I decided to do it on 32 count linen. This is Lamb's Wool by Extra Designs, and happens to be also the same fabric that I was doing Pandemic on, that I switched it up. So there is Gorgeous, and here was my Pandemic start. I got like a fair amount done, but I just didn't like it. So much happier, and this looks perfect on it, especially since it's got all those nice pinks in it. I don't think the pink is showing up as much on the camera, but. And we're getting close to the end here. All right, so this one was another StitchCon start. This one's called Coffee First. I've actually had this pattern for a while, but I didn't have fabric I liked for it, so I took it to StitchCon and found fabric. It's by Luminous Fiber Arts, and the fabric is Fiber on a Whim 40 count linen and slate. It's beautiful. I love this color. It's just a light gray. It's just perfect. And her picture it's a light gray too in the pattern that she recommends. And I have all the called for flosses. So yeah, so super happy with that start. It's tiny, but it's cute. All right, and then getting down to it. So this is the last, coming up, I think I have 3 more, but this is Beloved. This one is by Running with Needles and Scissors. This pattern was gifted me by one of my table mates at StitchCon, and I loved it. It's so pretty. I just love how those birds, I love the colors, and it's got some specialty stitches, which is so cool. So I chose, I was lucky to be there, so I was able to pick out the fabric. And so this is 40 count linen, Kenneth by Grace Notes. This is my first Grace Notes fabric, so pretty cool. The needle minder, also from StitchCon at Table 51. Someone had the coolest needle minders. I mean, who can't love Princess Peach as a snow woman? I just love it. And so I also have Mario and Luigi too. She was so nice to give those to me. So, but yeah, so small start. Love the pattern. Love the tiny stitches. 40 count was perfect for it. Oh, and this actually, I think this might be the last one I've got. All right, so this last one is the one I started tonight, and I've been thinking about starting it, but it's kind of multi-piece, so I've started it technically, but I'll show you what I mean. So this is Advent Animals by Brooks Books, and so there's a whole bunch. There's 25 different animals, but I'm on 3. And so I'll show you the ones so here we go. This is Katie Kitty, and I did this on 28 count linen, opalescent raw by Zygarde, and I've got enough to do 14 of them, and I just ordered some new fabric that's supposed to be similar. I couldn't find the exact stuff, but I think it'll be close enough. This is Peter Polar Bear. So cute with his Coco. And then I just started Mary Mouse. So, got my cute little kitty cat for Pachino. I just love needle minders. Can you tell? I love them. All right, and so that one, was that the last one I started? So that is my WIP parade. It's so fun seeing all the projects. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. And I look forward to sharing more with you as I work more on these projects. I started a lot in the last 2 months, like so many projects. I think it's like 6 to 8 projects, which isn't typically like me, but I tend to be a starter still rather than a finisher. So, but I do have some fully finished objects, but they're usually things that have deadlines. So like the stockings or teacher gifts or, you know, things like that. But I do finish some things. But thank you so much for joining me tonight. I hope you guys saw some things you enjoyed, and look forward to seeing you all again soon. Thanks.